What is it with us giving Simon Cowell a chance? Now, for many years now, people have been giving us hints and clues to what Simon is actually like. Who remembers when Louis Walsh and Sharon Osbourne caught up with each other in Big Brother house?
Back to one of the shows. Would you do it?
No, not all the money in the world.
No. Would you meet him and talk to him and tell him? I haven't talked to him at all. Nothing. Zero.
But back in 2009, after Louis' sacking from the X Factor, Simon said this.
Sack Louis.
Everyone's feeling at the time was he wouldn't have a problem with it. Think again.
He said, I have bad news. And he told me I was sacked from the X Factor, that they were making changes. And I will never, ever forget that, because it was like I was hit with a train.
He was devastated. I have never, ever heard him sound like this. But the decision was made.
So I went back to Dublin, and I was just so down. And I thought, like, I was too old. I thought, this is it, I'm too old. I might as well face it and get on with it.
I mean, he called me every name under the sun. I mean, just unloaded. And I didn't feel great about it.
And it was front page news, I was sacked and all the rest. And I was trying to say, no, I left and stuff, but no, I was genuinely sacked. And I was in a bad place.
And in the meantime, I'm thinking, OK, we've made the decision, he's gone, but we've got to make the show. We've just got to carry on making the show. And it took me about 5 minutes to realise how much I miss Louis. It wasn't the fact that the new person wasn't any good. He was actually very good. It's just that I'd lost my buddy now. And I didn't realise how much I just liked having him there.
Simon couldn't last without him, you know, and Louis was texting me saying, I'm devastated, I'm miserable, I miss him so much. And it was like, oh, goodness sake. So I'd be forwarding each other's texts to each other, sort of going, look, and he said this.
One day in without Louis, and it's like, we miss Louis, he's got to come back. This is awful without Louis.
Behind the scenes, it quickly became apparent that Louis had to be brought back.
Called Louis, and what I said to Louis was, you've got to keep your mouth shut for 2 weeks. Now, for Louis, 2 minutes is a long time.
And then he said to me, you can't tell anybody, which is like, you can't tell me not to tell anybody.
If you want something spread around, just tell Louis Walsh.
Don't tell Louis a secret, or don't tell Louis a secret unless it's actually an advertisement.
That was the hardest 2 weeks he ever had, because if this gets out, you're not coming back on the show.
He said, I want to get you back, but I have to convince everybody at ITV about it.
Now, the network's reaction at the time was, once you've publicly done something, you can't go back. Totally disagree. It's reality TV. If we've made a mistake, I'll hold my hands up. It's my responsibility. But he's coming back. And it was a very, very, very difficult conversation with them. And I said, look, in the end, it's going to have to happen because I want him to come back. And luckily they agreed.
He said, I've convinced everybody you're back on the show. I was like, oh, great.
By the way, it took him 10 seconds to get back into his stride. There was no awkwardness. It was like he'd never gone. And now I'm stuck with him.
Simon and Louis are a great double act.
I mean, I love working with Simon. We're like two brothers who are in competition and who's going to get the funniest lines, and we have the best fun behind the scenes. I would say Simon is one of my best friends in the whole world. And when he walks into the room, I just start laughing.
He's one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. I mean, Louis, I always say to Louis, I want to be you for an hour of the day. I just want to feel what you feel, which is constantly optimistic, happy. And I say this to him all the time. If you had a tail, you'd wag it. He's just happy. Wag, 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 wag. Wherever we are, whatever's happening, are you happy, Louis? Loving it.
Simon doesn't really like comics. He's not into comics at all. And yet Louis cracks him up.
He has this effect on me, and he just makes a face or he looks over, and I start laughing. And if somebody comes into the show and he thinks they're really funny as well, I cannot look at him, because if I look at him, we just get this laughing, and we cannot stop, and we don't know why we're laughing. So I love working with Simon.
But I've been deep down, beyond work. Louis will be one of my best friends forever. I mean, genuinely, I trust him. I like him, but I like him well enough I can argue with him as well, and he does get on my nerves occasionally.
And then in Louis and Sharon's discussion, we find out this.
Oh, that's Simon. Cuts you off, cuts you off, cuts you off. He doesn't know how to keep friends.
No, he doesn't.
It's Anita.
I like her, but she's mad, but she's very loyal to him.
Oh, dedicated her life to him.
I like her, if you know what I mean. There's something.
You can't dislike her. You cannot dislike her.
Were you on The Masked Singer?
But why do you think I'm so fucking mad with Simon? Because that year that you and I were contracted to do X Factor, it was the first year of The Masked Singer, and they asked me to do it in America, and I said I can't because I had Simon. So then they casted it, and then when Simon, well, he didn't call, but when they called and said, no, you're not doing it, I'm like, I missed a huge gig. That's why I was furious. Because do you remember that year? Everything in the press, they're old, they're this, they're that, young blood. And I went mad when they told me. I went mad. And then he called me.
Himself?
Yes.
What did he say?
He was trying to sweet talk me.
And nothing sounds.
You know, he would always change. Well, you're the one that needs changing, mate. Look.
These were people that were his mates. Simon said that him and Louis were going to be best friends forever, and as you can see, look what he did to Sharon. He blocked her from getting paid opportunities because she wasn't making money for him. And look, I'm not the biggest Louis Walsh fan. I've heard some stories about Louis over the years. It just proves if you're not making Simon money, then he's going to drop you at a drop of a hat. But yeah, as soon as Britain's Got Talent comes on, or America's Got Talent's out in the States, we all run round and love Simon. Bloke has a lot to answer for. We keep giving him grace. Yet, if someone was to do that online, cancelled straight away. So why are we not cancelling Simon Cowell? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.